Welcome to Mark Bayeski YouTube channel. Do I look like a scruff today? I thought I'd grow my hair a little bit. I don't know whether I should have it cut shorter or not. I don't know. Anyway, who cares? How are you all feeling today? Today I'm going to talk about an oil, one of the oils that I've worked with now for quite some time, and it's been probably one of the most talked about oils in a while. Also want to give you an idea of another oil that's made by Lemon House. What's the difference? That's been a massive question asked. So let me show you the oil that I'm talking about. There's two bottles here, brand new bottles, and actually I'm going to give these two bottles away. Lemon House has told me to. These two bottles are going to be given away, so if whatever message that you want to feel, you want to say underneath here, I'm going to randomly choose one person to receive these two bottles. There's no rhyme and reason, so it doesn't matter what you write down. I'm just going to randomly choose. I'll feel what Spirit says. So they'll receive these two bottles, one person, two bottles. Okay, that's how I'm going to do it. So this is Lemon House, and they have sacred oil. Okay, that's their sacred oil. I'll put them there. In fact, I'll put them back in here, ready to be on their way to you as a gift from my heart to yours. There you go, put them there. This is my sacred oil. Mark Bayeski Sacred Oil. Well, I think it's always good to start at the beginning. How did it happen? I'd already created 3 oils which have been my working tools over the 2 decades, over thousands of clients using them at certain parts of the body, making a huge difference to their life, both mind, body and spirit. Always been happy with these oils, always worked amazing, always. 3 oils, the 3 oils to, to rule them all. Beautiful. One day I was sat here meditating, and I went into a very, very deep meditation. As I was meditating, I can't remember who was here, but as I was meditating, I had this massive urge to write something down. And sometimes if you've ever done that in either meditation or where you're driving and you go into alpha mode and all of a sudden you've got a great idea, or just as you're going into sleep or coming out of sleep, you have this great idea, you quickly write it down. Well, that's exactly what happened to me. And what I saw was an oil in a jar, and I saw what was going into that jar as I was meditating. And there were 3 main ingredients. Now at this point I wasn't really thinking about making any oils. I'd already got my 3 oils which were absolutely perfect. But I realized that we were going into a different frequency, a different energy, which there was going to be a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, a lot of negative energy, a lot of attacks, a lot of abuse, a lot of coercion and all sorts of negative stuff happening, persuasion and really sending people crazy. So I could feel there was something coming on, and I told you all, I said to made many videos saying, we're in for a rough ride. Even though we've won, we're in for a rough ride. So as I came out of this kind of trance energy, this channeling, I quickly ran around, don't let me forget. I'm thinking, remember them. Yeah, 3 things, remember them. And I quickly wrote them down, 1, 2, 3. I wrote oil, and then I wrote Palo Santo, sage, frankincense. And the only thing that came in my head was the word sacred, a sacred blend. So at that point, I was on a journey to create my next oil. I realized that the 3 oils were absolutely amazing, but it was now time to create new oils. And this was going to be my first next oil that I hadn't created in a long, long time. So this was kind of nervous. And So I started sourcing out. I'd already got my Palo Santo Sage and obviously frankincense needed to come from a really good source, reliable, authentic. It's got to be 100% organic, no pesticides. It's got to be the purest of pure. So when I managed to get all of these ingredients together, I set to work on looking for the right jar, for the right glass jar. That took a while actually, and it was quite frustrating because I knew the jar that I wanted. So I ended up buying one jar, and then I ended up buying, at the same time, I ended up buying another 5 more, something like that, or maybe 6 more. No idea why, but I bought a load of jars. I thought, well, if I'm buying one, I'll buy a load more. You never know. Well, there you go. It certainly worked out. So it began. So I'd now got my oils. There was one particular one which I wasn't quite happy with, the sage. I wanted a different sage. So I tried 4 or 5 different sages from different companies, and then tried another one, and there was a really authentic lady who was telling me how this process. I went, okay, this is the one. So I ended up buying so much of each of the 3, put them all together, sat them there, started doing my healing work on those particular oils, working on that. Then I had to get a nice grapeseed oil, but I wanted a really good company. So I searched high and low and found a really good company. Nice, authentic, genuine, ethical. Okay, so I've got all of them together. Now, crystals. It's important that we get the right combination. Remember, this is all about sacred. It's all about raising the frequency. This has got to be really powerful energy. So it took about 3 months for that process. Once I've got the crystals, got the oils, and now I start to do the mix. So it's got to be a blessed room. It's got to have high frequency. It's got to have no negativity in the room at all. And it's got to be of really powerful vibration at the start of making it. I obviously have to be 100% or as close to 100% in mind, body and spirit. Thoughts powerful, feeling great, and I've got to create that energy. Once you've got all that, once all that blend is ready, then you can start. So the mixing and working and feeling what feels right, and testing it by hand and feeling it, okay, this feels right. So now the crystals go in, and then the crystals go around, and now the healing process starts. So that takes another couple of months, which means now I have to lay my hands on the oil that is now created and start putting prayers into it and start doing, let's say, healing sessions on a jar. Well, how do you do that? Well, you hold your hand over the jar, hold the other hand out, and call for certain energies. So the energies that I was looking for was white light, in the sense of everything that comes in is pure. Everything that's channeled is all about healing, cleansing, clearing, and fixing, and always making something powerful and wonderful at the end of it. So all of these energies, each hour or half an hour or 15 minutes, are different memories that go into the jar of oil. So I remember I was a little bit nervous at the point of testing it, and it all was so very organic, let's say, as the oils are. What happened? I'm smiling now, but it wasn't so much fun at the time as when it happened. There was a bang at my door, and I don't normally answer my door at all because I'm too busy doing videos and working. So I don't answer the door. So all my mail goes somewhere else now, and I really don't, because sometimes I get fans, and which is really not very nice, banging on the door trying to get in to see me, and I really don't like that. It's really, I'm uncomfortable with it. I'm really uncomfortable with that. I don't like it, so please don't. So there's a knock at the door. This time I felt the urge to go because it was about 7 o'clock at night, and I don't know why, but it was a natural instinct. There wasn't even a thought of, oh my God, it's somebody who's coming to say nice things, and I can't cope with that, right? Knock at door, open the door, there's a girl crying. She's actually on the steps, holding the banister, crying, and she's facing the other direction to go. So, are you okay? And she's about to go, and I don't think she knew why she was coming. but she'd been abused. She'd been beat up by a boyfriend. Anyway, I had the healing bed here. I said, please come in. Gave her a healing session. I don't know, an hour to 2 hours. Then she went, okay. I said a prayer, and then all of a sudden I started getting like this negative energy at the back. Now, sometimes you get that when you're doing a lot of healing work and you go personal. And I did go personal because I you know, the bruising and all that, I'm thinking she should be at hospital, you know, which I told her to do afterwards. So, and I felt a little bit of the pain that she'd endured. And now it was on my back. So I just needed to cleanse, right? But this was quite kind of heavy. Like, I haven't felt this for a long time. So soon as that happened, I was actually stood here and the sacred oil was there. And obviously I realized then, this is the moment. This is because I'd like put off by trying it, right? Because I was nervous. I like, please make it be good. Please. I'm always, even though I know I put good energy in, there's still that little doubt in the mind, you know, that little devil in the mind saying, hey, not good enough, needs more. So like, okay, let's give it a go. So I like mixed feelings, put it on. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be gutted. And shut up, man, shut up. So I took a bit of, and I rubbed it on the right hand side of my back, lower back. So I started rubbing it on, and this pain was quite painful, right? And I knew it was negative energy, and I rubbed it there. So like, I'm nervous thinking, okay, what's going to happen now? Just sit and breathe and see what happens. And all of a sudden, I kid you not, for the first time in 2 decades, it was a moment that I knew what was happening on clients, but I didn't know until it was on myself. The profound moment, the negative energy felt the sacred oil and couldn't stay where it was. So it decided to move to the other side. Literally, guys, I felt the energy run away from the healing oil and go to the other side. Now at this point, my heart's beating like mad, and I'm like, I want to tell the world, but I was still unsure. This niggle saying, yeah, but maybe it didn't go, maybe da, 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 da. So I took some more oil and I rubbed it there, and within a matter of seconds it had disappeared, no pain. And I'm like waiting to see if it's coming back or it's just gone. At that point I took a deep breath, and I started to, like, tears in my eyes, thinking, and not thinking but saying out loud, thank you. From that moment on, I knew that the oil was ready for my clients who were waiting for it. So I sent 50 bottles out to healers, psychics, mediums, people that work in the industry, and said, see what you think. The response was phenomenal. So now I've got confirmation. I knew my confirmation, and now I'm happy. I then put it out into the public domain. At that point, so many people sent messages within a week or 2 weeks, and sometimes 3 weeks, were saying, this oil is incredible, it's working, it's fabulous, I feel the energy of cleansing, so many messages. So I could take a deep breath. Now, a lot of people saw that I was also talking about another sacred oil. Now, this sacred oil is exactly the same blend, apart from one thing. The sacred oil of mine is an energy blend of me, meaning male. The other one is an energy blend of feminine, right? Feminine. So there's a feminine aspect to the oil that comes from Lemon House, and a masculine, because I created mine and a feminine created that with all the same blend. So the difference, in my opinion, isn't that much, really. The only thing I can say is the difference between how it was made and who by. The other person it was made by was Layla Satie. Layla Satie is the pure energy healing teacher. She is the first teacher to become a certified teacher for the Pure Energy Healing Academy. So her energy is incredible. How she works with crystals is incredible. How she, like a lot of people that I've met have always had this, oh, I work with crystals, I want to do that. Yeah, okay, go on then, show me. Let me see. Not so much. You've got a lot of enthusiasm, but not so much. Oh no, you'd rather go and watch whatever and say that you're going to do it, but you don't do it. So it's all about integrity. So the integrity of Layla was like, okay, she speaks the truth. She walks the walk, talks the talk. She works with it with love. I see the passion. I see the energy. I see the time spent and the love that's put into it, more than me sometimes. So yeah, it's amazing. And I use that oil. And you see me use either or when I'm doing certain work. So if I'm channeling a certain energy and it's for feminine, I normally go for Lemon House. If it's more of stronger and more powerful stuff in the sense of a masculine energy, a heavy energy, dirty, let's really do it. You've seen me get my oil out. So it depends. I use either or, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm doing a ritual online, if I'm doing a healing session online, I'll feel which one feels right. So I have both of them. So that's really the difference. Yes, Lemon House has a slightly different blend of crystals, right? Slightly different, but still gorgeous, different. So they're slightly different. I hope that means something. So as I was doing this video the other day, Lemon House said, would I put out there a message? And I said, yes, sure. What do you want me to do? They were kind of impressed, all of them, that I'd been doing special offers and a lot of gifting. And they said they'd like to do one now. So they've allocated an amount of stock, which are basically these. So there is a limited edition 2 for the price of 1 right now. So if you buy from Lemon House a bottle of Sacred, you will receive a second bottle of Sacred free. That's what they've asked me to tell you, and I think that's pretty awesome. No, it's more than awesome, because the amount of money on these beautiful, rare, healing Mother Earth's products are expensive. They're not cheap. So it's a great, great deal. So I say thank you to Lemon House. I'll leave the link below for my Sacred and for Lemon House Sacred. I can't beat this offer at the moment, because I've got other offers on. So there's only so much I can do every month. But it's nice that Lemon House has done this, and I think I just think it's fantastic. So a lot of you, I believe, will benefit from this. I really do. So they didn't tell me exactly how many bottles they've got available, but I'm sure if it's meant to be, you'll get one. So I can't really say any more than that, because they never gave me an exact number. So I don't know if it's 20 bottles or 50 bottles or 100 bottles. I have no idea, but good luck. Good luck. So that's it really. I wanted to share that with you today. How do you use the Sacred oil? Well, depending on if it's a daily ritual and it's a normal day for me, I like to use the Sacred oil on my back, lower back mainly, kidneys, liver, kidneys, all around my front as well. So I'll rub it all around here. If I'm wanting to cleanse and clear, I'd rub it on my heart, I'd rub it on my third eye to strengthen. If I'm doing kind of like meditation work, I'd rub it on my temples, I'd rub it on my crown chakra. If I want to sleep well on a night, I'll rub it at the back of my neck, and I'll put on my pulses. What else? If I'm doing kind of really heavy rituals, I guess I breathe it in a lot to begin with, and I'll rub it on my third eye and behind my ears, and I'll put some on my throat and on my heart. So there's many ways I use it, but I think the best way to use it is that when you open the bottle and you put a few drops and you rub your hands together and breathe it in through your nose and exhale out of your mouth with nice music, then ask your body, where would you like this oil to be placed? Close your eyes and scan your body, and then rub that oil on where you feel you need it the most. You're never let down because your body knows best. Even though you think you don't know what you're doing, if you just let your hands do the work, they will take you to where it needs to be. Sacred oil lasts, I'd say, most of the day. I normally, if I'm doing full work of working on crystals, I normally put it on in the morning, mid-afternoon, 3 o'clock, and then, or maybe 4 o'clock, and then at night, about 10 o'clock. It helps me sleep. It helps me become strong through the day. It gives me great energy. It's absolutely incredible, the mixture of both of them, how they raise your frequency. It is definitely a protective energy. If somebody's saying something nasty to me, I'll rub it on my back and rub it on my temples. That is a brilliant thing. If I'm wanting to do some psychic work, which is look at the future, I rub normally across here and on my heart, and that's normally a really powerful energy. If I'm wanting to channel a lot more in spiritual, I'll rub here and rub at the top of my head like that. And always breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth at least 5 to 10 times before you begin the work. I hope this video serves you well. Good luck and enjoy sacred oil, because I believe it's one of the most powerful oils in this world. Thank you, Lemon House. I'll leave the link below to Lemon House special offer.